Hello everyone, my name is Cinema Dude and I just got done watching In a Violent Nature. And I don't let up on this much on the channel because I've not had time to, and I don't even know if I've mentioned it, but I'm a huge fan of slasher films. And I've not really got much chance to review one. I didn't get to check out Eli Roth's Thanksgiving, which I was really upset about because I wanted to review that. But luckily, I got the channel going in time to review and check out In a Violent Nature. And with In a Violent Nature, they start to do something unique and different with, let's say, we are following the killer's perspective for the entire movie. From like that asymmetrical angle with a few different creepy shots throughout the movie. And I have to say, I have some thoughts. For one, there's going to be two different sides of the spectrum of this movie. People would think this movie was boring, it absolutely sucked, or people that go, it was amazing, and I enjoyed it, and it is so hard for me to decide, because there are its downs for sure, but there are a lot of ups as well. Like, let's start with the positives. This movie has some of the coolest kills and gores, and some of the sequences are kind of cool. The gore in here is cool, and the perspective of following the killer is pretty unique. Not gonna lie, some of the darker, eerie moments did get me out of my seat a little bit. And this movie could be pretty scary at times. But other than that, I just have to say the perspective of the killer only goes so far. Like, there's a lot of sequences in this movie where it's repetitive and it gets boring just following this killer. Just, when are we going to get to the next victim? I get it, watching this guy's every move, he does do some sadistic and messed up things here, but it's not really enough to carry it. Like, for one, there are a lot of moments in this movie where it's just, we don't need to know every little detail. We need just enough to be freaked out by him, other than following him for an entire movie. Also, I have to say, this was a great idea and was really cool, but it's just wrong execution. It felt like you were playing the Friday the 13th video game, but you weren't in control. Now, like I said, some of the gore and kills in this movie does carry it, but like I said earlier, perspective only goes so far. There was a few times where they did a sequence where you can only do if you're following the killer. I'm not going to let in too much on spoilers, but they did a couple of unique sequences that really had me like, okay, maybe the movie can pick back up, but then you go right back to following this dude through the woods. Now, I watched this movie at like 10:45 or 11 o'clock, and the theater was like half empty, and still with that, you have more movie enthusiasts in the morning, and on the way out, there was people like, yeah, it was okay, it wasn't that great, but if it means anything, I would prefer this over watching The Strangers Chapter 1. I really did enjoy this film at times, but it did have its low parts. So, for my overall review of the movie, let's go. As a fan of the subgenre of slashers, I'm going to give this movie 5 out of 10 for most slasher fans. People who enjoy picking up on this, like die-hard fans, like people who are like, man, I love watching these killers this way, and like die-hard horror fans that like to pick up on every killer's behavior, I would give this a strong 8 out of 10 for you. My personal rating of the movie, I'm going to put it middle ground 6 out of 10. And as the overall score, I'm going to give this movie a 4.5 because I think 45% of audiences will like this, and the other 55 or so are just gonna, meh, it was mid. And I just have so many thoughts on this that I just can't get out right now because the movie's not officially released. But I plan to talk spoilers once the official release comes around, and yeah, that was my review on In a Violent Nature. Also, thank you to Regal for letting me go see the movie early.